Hey everybody, Bridget back for another Bree book reviews video. In my last video I promised you guys the next one would be a book haul. So these are all the collective books that I've gotten in the course of the months that I've been gone. I might be missing a couple. I honestly couldn't remember like what I bought and what I didn't buy in that period of time. So starting from the top in no particular order, we have The Heart of Betrayal by Mary E. Pearson. This is the sequel to Kiss of Deception, and I have not read this yet because I can't remember what happened at the end of Kiss of Deception or the rest of the book either. Because I watched a review because I was like, I've read this already, I can watch a review, and I was like, what? What? Who? What? I could not remember anything about this book, about the first book. So I cannot go into reading this until I reread Kiss of Deception, which will probably be very, very soon because I'm in the mood for a YA fantasy. I've been reading a lot of adult fantasy. You all know I've been reading a lot of adult fantasy, and I kind of need a little break from that and read something a little bit easier. The next thing I have here is the Doctor Who 12 Doctors short story box set, and I absolutely love the covers to these are all the covers to the books. Each story is about each of the Doctors, and I am going to absolutely love this. I just know it. If you've watched my previous video, I told you I was currently reading the first one, which is A Big Hand for the Doctor, which is about the first Doctor. Then we have The Nameless City, The Spear of Destiny, The Roots of Evil, Tip of the Tongue, Something Borrowed, The Ripple Effect, Spore, The Beast of Babylon, The Mystery of the Haunted Cottage, Nothing O'Clock, and Lights Out. And I cannot wait. Each of these stories are written by different authors, such as Ian Colfer, Patrick Ness, Rochelle Mead, Mallory Blackman, Derek Landy, Neil Gaiman, Holly Black. Some really awesome authors have written these stories, and I cannot wait to get to it because now that I'm caught up with the newer Doctor Who, I am absolutely obsessed with reading the books now. So I'm slowly collecting, there's more Doctor Who in this, so stay tuned, but I'm slowly collecting all of the Doctor Who books so I can read those as well. Do not poke fun of my Doctor Who-ness. This is a more recent pickup, and that is Mooncall by Patricia Briggs. This is the first book in the Mercy Thompson novels, and honestly, I don't know why I picked this up. I've been really bad with watching videos, so like recently I've been binge watching a lot of older videos, and this one was a book series that was going around the YouTubes a few months back, maybe more recent than that, I don't know, but I remember a couple of my favorite booktubers saying that they are loving this series, and I want to check it out because I'm in the mood for an urban fantasy right now, so yes. Although I've pretty much read everything else, I have not started this series, but I know I'm going to love it, so I got the continuations for it, and that is I picked up Full Moon and Grave Peril by Jim Butcher. This is book 2 and book 3 in the Dresden Files series. I have not started it, like I said. I do own the first book, and I will get to it very, very soon because I recently read his newer release book. Isn't that weird? I recently read that one. And it's in this haul, by the way, so I will talk about that more when we get to it. But in the meantime, I decided to continue collecting the series because it is something I'm going to start really soon. Of course, another one I had to get immediately when it was released is Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard by Rick Riordan. This is the first book in his newest series. This first one is The Sword of Summer, and I have yet to start it, but it is about Norse mythology, and I love the idea of a new series on Norse mythology because I absolutely love the show Vikings. Has anyone ever seen that? I mean, we all know. I've chatted about it before, so Vikings is amazing, so Norse mythology really, really interests me, and I can't wait to start this. But I really don't want to start it until I finish the Percy Jackson series, which, as I told you guys in my previous video, I am on book 3. Is that 3? I am on book 3, so I still have the rest of that series to read, and then I'll get on to this one. One thing I have to say though is I made the mistake of buying this from Walmart, and they put stickers on here that do not come off. And I want to do what I normally do, which is put Gooby Gone on here and get this off, but this is a matte cover, and I just don't know how that's going to treat it. So if anybody knows how I can get these sticker marks, there's this one, and then there's one up here. The best way to get them off of a matte cover, please let me know in the comments down below, because I want to know. This next one I've already read, and I actually lent it out to a friend. I know, I never lend my books out to people because of my sister. She kind of ruined it for everybody, but she never returns anything to me. But I did trust this person. She's one of my best friends, and so I went ahead and lent it to her. She's in my book club anyways, so I wanted her to read it. And that is Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas. This is the 4th book in the Throne of Glass series, and I picked this up again immediately when it was released. I've already read it. It is a signed copy, and I really hope she gets it back to me undamaged. Because she did tell me she was taking it to Washington with her, which she did, and she's already back. She says it's in good condition, she just hasn't given it back to me. She's done reading it. Keely, if that book has one single scratch on it from you traveling with it, all right, lunchtime break, drink break. Frozen strawberries, chia seeds, and spinach with almond milk. Really good. The next one is another one that's been going around. Everyone's been reading it, saying it's awesome, and that is Nimona by Noelle Stevenson. This is a graphic novel about a villain's sidekick. It's supposed to be very hilarious, and I've read the first few pages and it already has me cracking up, so I can't wait to start reading this because it sounds so funny and I'm excited to get to it. We shall see. I also finally picked up Spirit of Thieves by Morgan Rhodes. This is the companion series to the Fallen Kingdom series, or the prequel series. What is it again? It's like before the Fallen Kingdom, so yeah, prequel series, right? Anyways, companion series, prequel series, whatever you want to call it. Set in the same world, but in a different time period, about different characters. It also has a little bit of modern day Toronto in it. I'm not sure how that fits in with the story and the Fallen Kingdom's world, but I can't wait to read this and see how that all goes together. I told you guys I was reading Alloy of Law, which is by Brandon Sanderson, which is the 5th book in the Mistborn series. The biggest reason I'm reading it is because I just received this baby in the mail, like a few days ago. And that is Shadows of Self by Brandon Sanderson. This is the 6th book, or 2nd book, however you want to look at it, in the Mistborn series. And I'm a little bit upset because this copy is huge in comparison to this copy. So it's like, look at it. I don't know how I feel about that right now. But anyways, I am enjoying the other book so immensely that I will probably continue on and read this next. Another book that I've been anticipating for a really long time and finally picked up, already read it immediately because it takes like an hour to read, is Saga Volume 5 by Fiona Staples and Brian K. Vaughan. Absolutely loved it. I told you guys that there was a couple more Doctor Who books in here, so I have 2 other books, random novel short stories about the Doctor, and that is, I got the 10th and 11th Doctor in these 50th anniversary BBC novels. The 10th Doctor's story is called Beautiful Chaos by Gary Russell, and then I got and then I also got The Silent Stars Go By Dan Abnett, and this one is about the 11th Doctor. I really like the covers to these, and I am definitely going to collect the rest of them. It's just that these 2 here are my favorite. Well, this one's my favorite, and then the 11th Doctor is probably my 2nd favorite. I still don't know how I feel about the newest Doctor. Also, why did they get rid of the sonic screwdriver? Please tell me. Why? I don't like the sunglasses, the sonic sunglasses. They're just, it's not the same. Especially since the sonic screwdriver has kind of like grown with the show, just like how the Doctor changes and the TARDIS changes. the sonic screwdrivers changed periodically with the doctors as well, so that's like, I know that's why it's sunglasses now, but come on. Yeah, okay, done with the Doctor Who rant. I should do a whole other Doctor Who video, seriously. And last but not least, we have The Aeronaut's Windlass by Jim Butcher. This is the first book in his newest series, the Cinder Spire series, and I've already read it. I listened to it on audiobook, and it was freaking amazeballs. There is a main character in here named Bridget, and she talks to cats, and she's kick-ass. And the fact that her name is Bridget, and the fact that she spells her name the same as me, is just even more badass and awesome. And she's one of my favorite characters. So that is all for the book haul. Stay tuned for my next video. Not sure what the next video is going to be about, what content, whether I'll do a recent, whether I'll try to collect all of the books that I read in the period of time I was gone and do little mini reviews on them, or if I'll just try to do a tag video. I haven't decided yet. And as always, please leave comments down below if you have any comments or questions, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!